When it comes to the involvement of riba in those students' loans, they are classified into two different categories: subsidized loan versus unsubsidized loan. The subsidized one is the one that is issued and sponsored, okay, and its interest is paid by the government itself. So the government is the one who is lending the money. The government is the one who is paying interest to itself. Now, what we care about here is the status of this loan, or the nature of this loan, if you wish, from the student's perspective. Is it an interest-free loan, or it is an interest-bearing loan? Well, it is an interest-free loan for a certain period of time. Let's read more about the nature of this loan. So it is a federal loan, may be subsidized, in which case the government pays the interest for the student until he or she graduates. So again, from the government's perspective, it is an interest-bearing loan because that's the nature of the system here. This is a very capitalist economic and finance system in which riba is a built-in component. Okay, you cannot imagine here a loan that is given from one party to another without involving interest. However, that interest sometimes is imposed from day one, unavoidable, and sometimes it is a contingent or conditional one. If you pay on time, no consequence. If you default, then you pay interest. So students are then given a 6-month grace period to pay off the loan before it starts accruing interest, which means that after you graduate as a student, you have 6 months in which you're supposed to pay off that principal with no consequence, with no interest, within 6 months. Okay, furthermore, if the loan is not paid off, which is, by the way, most probably the case, because the vast majority of students cannot afford $40, $50, $60, $70,000, okay, to pay them off in 6 months after they graduate. Well, they barely can find a job within 6 months. But anyway, that's the nature of the loan. If the loan is not paid off within the grace period, the interest is capitalized or started, counting. Meaning interest is added into the principal balance of the loan. So it becomes an interest-bearing loan if you default in paying in full within the grace period. Subsidized loans are offered to students based on demonstrated financial need and only for undergraduates. Whenever you apply for this loan, you have to prove that you are financially in need, and you have to be undergraduate. For those graduate students, they are not that qualified. They are disqualified actually for the subsidized loan.